Okay. See now, this is. I like the quality of this camera so much better. You just can't see half the stuff that I'm doing on here. And also too as well, I need to get all right, y'all. If you're watching this replay, uh I appreciate you. First and foremost, I appreciate you. Yeah. Feel like I am just a little rusty, not from going live, but from um going live on YouTube. So yeah, we're getting back into it. Y'all, what have we missed? Oh my gosh, y'all. I have missed you. So um there's been a lot of stuff going on. So first of all, let me make sure that I give this announcement. The Own Your Style Journal is out, y'all. So if you were following Fashion 101, the Fashion 101 series, I went through the guide, the framework for the Own Your Style Journal. And if you enjoyed any piece, any bit of the Fashion 101 series, then you'll definitely enjoy having the physical copy of it so that you can document your journey. You can document your style journey and you can see firsthand what it feels like to go through this process of figuring out what is my style, how do I want to dress, how do I want to show up in the world, what is it that I'm trying to portray and get across with my style. And so this guide is going to help you to do it. And it was made during a time in my life where I was kind of going through like a slump. Like I've been through a lot of different slumps. When it comes to my style, when it comes to fashion. And so this particular time period, this was like 2018, 2019, and I was already like getting dressed for the most part, but when in 2020 I left my job officially, like I stopped working for uh anyone else and I started working for myself full time. And I was home like all of us were, and not really knowing what my reason was to get dressed anymore. And I was kind of having like a hard time navigating who I was at this place because at this time a lot was going on. I left my job. I also had let go of my fashion business a few months after that. And so I'm pursuing entrepreneurship full time, but also what am I pursuing? Because I'm not doing fashion design. And so just like looking back over that time period and realizing how much was going on in my life, and just how much I was trying to figure out. Like it just was like a big transition period for me. And so as a result of it, I really wasn't dressing the way that I wanted to. And I was also rediscovering what it looked like again. How do I want to dress? How do I want to show up? Up until this point, I was getting dressed because I had to go to work every day. I don't have to get up and go anywhere now. So what is my reason for putting on clothes? And for me to say that as somebody who loves fashion, it was kind of crazy. But it when I removed that from the equation for a little bit, it really did kind of like throw me for a loop because who am I now? Like what do I do now? How do I navigate this? So it was definitely a journey. So when I created this Own Your Style guide, which is the book here, when I created this guide, I had to go back and I had to look through all of the different things that I did for myself to figure out what my style was again, and to figure out what is it that I wanted to express with it. Like at this point, I am a full-time entrepreneur. I'm figuring out who I am outside of fashion. I'm figuring out who I am as a mom, as a woman, and really just learning who I am now in this new place. Like up until now, I lived in New York for like 6, 7 years. And so now we're in Virginia. And it was a lot of rediscovery and just navigating a lot of changes. So I had to think about what that process looked like for me, and I also had to look at what this process looked like for my clients, because once I once I realized that I wanted to get into styling and I wanted to start to take on clients, that was a process that hmm, it was a process that really kind of challenged me in a lot of ways. And I wasn't even planning on going in this direction, because the title of this live has nothing to do with me talking about it. Not nothing, but it's really not the same direction. But I don't know. I guess I feel like I gotta catch us up on where we are now in life. So I was realizing that there was a lot of nuances, and there were a lot of things that were particular to each client, right? Like if I have a client that is plus size, you're going to have different concerns and different challenges than somebody who is petite, right? Or somebody who is maybe tall and slim. And so there are a lot of things that when it comes to style that is more personal, and it is something that you can't necessarily give blanket statements to. But when I boiled it all down to the basics, I guess, like the foundational pieces, that's when I realized that there are some things that we all have to experience if we're going to go on this journey of discovering our style, rediscovering our style, expressing ourselves. And at the heart of everything that I do, whether it's with fashion, whether it's with branding, my goal is to help you to go on this journey of self-discovery and building your confidence, building that trust in yourself, building the courage to be creative and actually put the ideas that are in your mind out into the world. And whether that is with what you speak, or whether that's with what you wear, whether that is with the types of relationships that you have, the stances that you take, the businesses that you start, all of those things are a matter of self-expression, in some shape or form. And so when I thought about the basics, the very basic steps, the very essential things that you need to know, no matter what you look like, no matter what your challenges are, there are some things that you go through and experience that are fundamental to discovering your style. And so that is what I ended up putting inside of that book. And it is something that I am very, very proud of. And it was also something I was pretty nervous with putting back out. So the fact that it's out here now, and I'm seeing the people responding. I'm seeing the people taking my advice, taking my suggestions, buying the book. It makes me feel really, really good to see. So I had to make sure I came up here and told y'all that. And I'll do more content on that. There's going to be a series that I'm going to start that's called Permission to Put It On. It's gonna be called Permission to Put It On. And actually, as I'm thinking about it, it probably would be really dope to just do it while I'm on live. I got to figure out what my schedule is going to look like now, like what my routine is going to look like for our live streams, because I definitely want to get back to my consistent YouTube lives. But let me give you like a sneak peek of what I'm thinking about doing. So, back in the day, I was doing Back in the day, I was doing style videos on YouTube, and that is how my channel really blew up on not on TikTok specifically, not on YouTube. And so of I would do videos of outfit suggestions, styling suggestions for different concerns that people had. And the series started honestly by accident because I was not okay. Let me change that. It wasn't by accident, but I didn't realize it was going to be a series. Like I was like, whoa, I did not know that this was going to be something that took off like the way that it did. And so what I would do every let's say every week, I would I would go and I would put together some outfit suggestions based off of different jobs, like whether you're a teacher, whether you work in the office, whether you work in construction, like different. Everybody was like throwing out all these different suggestions. They were giving me all these different things that they do career wise, all these different concerns that they had, whether they wanted to know how to like be plus size and wear crop tops. I had one where it was for the women that are top heavy. I had something for the LBC, which is the little booty committee. I had something for just about every concern that people brought to me. There was even one that I really enjoyed doing, even though it was super challenging for me because it's something I don't think about typically. But I ended up doing a video where it was wheelchair friendly skirts. So how can you wear a skirt and a dress in a wheelchair? And so I was looking through and I was finding different ideas and things that women or femmes could wear that allowed them to still have like the ease and the use of their wheelchair but look good. And it was very challenging. It stretched me and it forced me to start to think about other people and what they needed. And so from all of that, all those experiences, that was how it also that was also what really contributed to the Own Your Style journal as well. But I also was putting together different suggestions. And so now we're kind of revamping it because when I made that series, I did not have a title for it. I had no title for it. I know what I was going to call it, what it was going to be, none of that. So I need to get the journal so I can give y'all all of the ideas that I'm going to be doing. So now this series is going to be revamped. Okay. And it's going to be called Permission to Put It On. So let me go and find the suggestions. I think it's on this page actually. Okay. So let me back this up a little bit. I feel like I'm breathing all in this microphone. So, all right, there we go. Actually, just move that here. All right. So for our Permission to Put It On series, sorry, I had a moment. Uh, I'm. I have to take a second. I got to take a second because I'm using a different camera lens today, and I cannot get over how good it looks. Like I'm like nerding out just a little bit because wow, like this quality looks so good. And this is the biggest reason why I love going live over on YouTube, y'all. Because then my content can look like this. And whoever's in here and like the live, thank you for liking the live. I see the like, I cannot see you. But hey, Adrian. Hey, Adrian. It's good to see you, girl. How are you doing? I literally was thinking about you a few days ago and I was like, I need to get back over here so I can be with my people because I was doing so well showing up here at a consistent rhythm and it's been a few weeks since I've made content like live and so you were the first person I thought about, Adrian. I was like, oh, I can't just leave Adrian like this. So I am back. I got so much good news to share, so much exciting stuff to share. And today I'm actually gonna be doing like I'm gonna be creating content for two different brands. And so if you saw the title of this live stream, I said that I'm starting a fashion brand, and I am. That's not clickbait. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what it is, what the brand is all about. And this is going to also be me making content for that brand. So if that's something that's interesting to y'all, especially with all of the stuff that's going down with the tariffs and all of the different disputes and stuff that's going on with China. I'm not going to get into all the details of that because honestly, I don't really want to, but it does impact the fact that I am starting a fashion brand. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. But I was just about to go through the list of the new series that I'm going to start that's called Permission to Put It On. So here are the topics that I'm going to cover. And if you think about something that you want me to create a video on and give you permission to put it on, y'all drop them in the comment section. If you're watching the replay, drop it in the comment section still, because I am taking y'all suggestions and I'm creating style suggestions based off of that. And we're going to give you your permission slip, your permission to put it on. So here are the topics that we're going to cover. We're going to talk about mixing prints. And today my outfit is mixed print. So I got stripes, I got stripes, I got lime green, and I got camo shorts on. So you may not be able to imagine what that looks like, but I'll do a full body video and I'll show y'all later how this all works. But the first one of the videos is going to be called Mix and Prints. Okay. The next thing is going to be wearing colors or color blocking. The next one is going to be crop tops. Okay. Like, I don't even know where crop tops are going, but we're going to talk about crop tops. Permission to put it on. Okay. Styling short skirts, leather and bell bottom, leather in general for men, like how do men wear leather, animal print for men, merces, which are the male purses, and I call them merces for fun, but in real life it just makes sense for men to wear bags. Like, I don't know why we made it weird, but I'll save that for the video. The next thing is going to be wide legs for shorties. Okay. Wide leg pants. We look good in wide leg pants. As somebody who is 5'1 3/4", we look so good in wide leg, but we don't feel like we can wear them because of our height. And we can wear wide leg, y'all. Um, so I'm going to do a series on that. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to talk about styling slip dresses in multiple ways. We're talking about shoes, just shoes. I don't know what about shoes, but shoes. Because honestly, shoes is one of those things that you can have an outfit that looks so good. And y'all let me know if you ever felt like this. Like, you ever had an outfit where it looks so good, and then you got down to your feet and you were like, what shoes am I supposed to put on with this outfit? What do I do with this? Like, how do I navigate this? Like, my outfit looks fly, and now I don't have shoes that complement this outfit, and all of a sudden I don't, now I hate it. I hate the whole outfit now because I can't go outside barefoot. So we go talk about shoes. I don't know. I really don't know what that one's gonna look like, y'all, because shoes is honestly still a major concern for me too sometimes. Like, shoes is just like such a sore point for me. Such a sore point. So I'm gonna try my best to figure out how I can help me and help you at the same time with that one. The next one is going to be visual business casual outfits with some seasoning on them, okay? With a little flavor. Nothing boring and stuffy, but still is given professional. And then the next thing is elevating bodycon dresses and slip dresses. So those are the topics that I got. Y'all let me know which ones you're excited for, which ones you feel like you are in need of. And then let me know also if you have something that I did not add to that list. Okay. If there's something I missed and you want to have permission to put it on and you want me to help you, y'all let me know, okay? Because y'all are helping me help you. So any idea that you have, anything that you even have a slight idea of, bring it to me. All right, bring it to me. You're excited for the mixed prints? Okay, yeah, mixed prints is going to be a fun one. And then the fact that this is about to be summertime, it's already spring. This is the perfect time to have fun with prints, y'all. And just to kind of like let loose, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I will say that's going to reign true no matter what video that I create or what the topic is about in those videos, one thing that's going to always remain true is that the biggest thing that's going to make your outfit is the confidence. Okay. Like you got to put it on like you meant to put it on. Put the clothes on like you did it on purpose. Even if something makes you feel a little unsure, maybe something is outside of your comfort zone, maybe you're trying something new, maybe the outfit is not an outfit you will ever wear again. Some and not everyone is going to be a win, but the fact that you put it on and you gave yourself a chance to see what it felt like, that's what's most important. And so with this series, no matter what I talk about, that's what's going to be the most important thing is that you got the confidence to put it on. You had the confidence to walk out the house. You had the confidence to take a picture in that outfit or a video. That's what's going to make it most important. All right. Happy Wednesday, Kayla. Maybe hold on. Let me bring this up on my phone so I can see the comments. Happy Wednesday. I was going through my list for the permission to put it on, and I'm about to give y'all a preview. I'm about to give y'all a preview of what is going to be in our first session. Okay. One thing I also want to do, y'all, is I want to be the first thing that pops up when you oh, it's given Aang from Avatar. Can I tell you that's literally what I think about when I wear this? And I've never watched Avatar. I just know the reference. Never watched it. Never watched it. But I know I know that's what this is given because that's what he had on his head, right? I know things. I know stuff. Okay. Oh, I see myself freezing a little bit. Don't do this to me, girl. Don't do this to me. All right. Maybe add jeans and vacation vibes. Whole looks, bathing suits, cover. Okay. Okay. I'll see what I can do with that. Um, I'll see what I can do with that. If you have okay, let me think about that one. Permission to put it on, but on bold jewelry. That's a good one too. Okay, I gotta put these down. I ain't got my pen next to me, but I got you. I got you. You've been getting lots of compliments on jewelry, love a statement piece, necklace, and earrings. Yeah, y'all. I'm really getting into my jewelry bag. I'm really getting into my jewelry bag. Jewelry was actually on my style vision board. If y'all remember, jewelry was one of the ones that was on my board. And so you see, I got my bangles on today. And if I didn't have on like long sleeves, I would have even more bangles on my wrists. I got my necklace, I got my earrings. I didn't really mix metals today, except for my ring is gold, but it's got a little blue in there. And then let me show y'all this too. This is just because. But this one didn't go with the outfit today. I got this necklace from TikTok shop. And the the weight on this necklace, y'all, is so good. But the reason why I was so excited about it is because this was one of the things that was literally on my vision board, my style vision board, was the necklaces like this, and then also like some charm necklaces. So it's like my vision is coming together. It's coming together. Who else did their style vision board? Y'all let me know that too. Put that in the chat. If you're watching the replay, still put that in the chat. Did you do your style vision board? How is your style coming along? What's your progress looking like? Now that Fashion 101 is complete, class is complete. The first class, 101 is complete. But I'm thinking about running it back and doing a 202. I'm thinking about doing a 202. Like I think we need once we start getting some reps in, I think we need to have a new session for class. And maybe I'll start that in the fall. I'm just coming up with ideas. Did not plan that at all, but I feel like that might be a good idea. Like we got the summertime to put into action our fashion 101, and now the lessons are going to resume fashion 202. What y'all think about that? I've been getting lots of compliments. Okay. Style vision board is looking colorful and bright. I'm itching to go shopping, but need to slow down and make a list. Maybe add more summer fits to my board too. That's a good point. I want to do a shopping special. I want to do a couple of videos on shopping. Because I mean you shouldn't hold it, you shouldn't stop yourself completely from doing it, especially now that you have your style vision board, you've gone through fashion 101, or you got the journal, you got the style journal, and you work through the journal and you have clarity on what you want to look like. That's one of the biggest steps when it comes to going shopping. However, there are still some things that come up, like your size, um having an idea of where to go to shop, knowing how to put different things together. I think that it might be a good idea to kind of revisit outfit formulas so that people have a working knowledge of what that looks like. So there's some things, some details inside of fashion 101 that I couldn't go too in depth with, that I might go ahead and run it back and just go a little bit deeper into those. But if y'all have any challenges when it comes to shopping, or if you have any questions when it comes to shopping, let me know, because that's going to all help with me giving y'all some more like ideas on that. But that actually kind of brings me to the topic of this live, because I definitely said that I was going to start talking about the topic of the live, which is I'm starting a fashion brand. So let me give y'all the tea on that. And also there's, and make sure I'm covering everything I said I was going to do. So I'm gonna bring up the preview first for permission to put it on, and then I'm gonna go into the fashion brand that we're starting, the clothing brand. So the first the first video, let me know how well y'all can see that. The first video that I'm gonna do, this is the mood board, okay? This is what it's giving. All right. This one's gonna be called, this collage is called Baddies in Office. Let me move it, put it in my face. Baddies in Office. And it's gonna be all about looking professional, like a woman that's on her ish about her business, but she still got some seasoning. She still got some flavor to her. So I'll do a full video, but that's just a preview. Okay, just a little appetizer. Wet your whistle a little bit, because this is gonna be the inspiration for it. And it's interesting because none of that is really color. None of that's color. If I can find color, then I will. But sometimes when it comes to like looking up inspiration, I gotta create the outfits myself. But I do like to not just use my body as an example of how to style yourself. So okay, it's given appropriate office siren. Yeah, you want to know? Okay, there are some things that I might be just a little out of touch on. when it comes to professional attire, y'all. And this is what I want to get your feedback on too. When I do create the video, just keep this in mind. What are some things about my suggestions that you would feel uncomfortable with actually wearing when it comes to your job? Because um I told y'all my experience with dress codes. I told y'all how it was for me, even as an adult, and consistently being out of dress code. Like, I hate dress codes so much. I hate that you're supposed to look a certain way. Like, it's always bothered me. And so my approach to style, professional attire, might be a little, like, pushing the limit, but I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with pushing the limits. I think that people should, like, I think that you should be willing to go a little bit further. But I also know that it also depends on your style, personality, that might vary depending on what industry you're in. Like, if you're in a space that's more creative, there's more flexibility than a place where it's a lot more rigid. So you don't have a lot of flexibility and space to kind of like play around with the dress code, right? Like, I understand there's some politics involved, some things involved that may or may not be, it may not work for you. So I want to have a good variety, but I also want to stay true to the way that I move, and I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to have fun with your attire. So when I make the video, y'all can be completely honest with me and say, Jada, some of that stuff I feel like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Or if it's all good and you're like, I didn't really think about trying this out or wearing this. Like, I feel like I maybe was a little bit more limited in what I would put on and what I would wear in the office, but I do want to try to have more fun. Then you can give me that feedback too. I am open to it all when it comes to that. So y'all keep it real with me, because I want to challenge you, but I also want to be realistic as well. So, because my goal is to help you to have fun with your fashion in a way where you can still keep your job. Colorful business outfits, for creatives that are not tight, revealing, and restrictive. Should be able to perform our duties with ease and feel comfortable moving for 8 hours. Okay, that's gonna still be a little subjective, Adrian. So when I make the video, I'm really looking forward to your feedback on that too, because again, what might be too revealing for some people may not be a problem for other people. So it having like very specific feedback is going to help you. So I'll keep all that in mind for sure. All right, y'all. So, are you ready to talk about this fashion brand? If you're following me on TikTok and you were in my lives, you've heard me talk about this already. And I talked about it a little bit as well a few months ago when I told y'all that I'm the CMO for our fashion brand, which is called Jasper. And I'm looking up I'm looking up some of the content that I want to share with y'all. So just bear with me. That's why I'm looking down at my phone. So our brand is called Jasper. And it is actually, we're relaunching this fashion brand. Originally, the brand was designed to, it was organized where it had mystery bags. And the mystery bags had different pieces in it. Like, we didn't know, as influencers, we didn't know what we were going to get inside of these mystery bags. Like, we had no idea what we were going to get inside these mystery bags. And so our job as influencers receiving these packages, we were supposed to take the clothes and make them our own, whether we styled them a certain way, whether we repurposed them, cut them up, do whatever we want to the clothes, basically, to make them fun and have fun with it. And so I did a couple of videos on that not too long ago. And I was approached later by the one of the founders of the company to be the CMO. which is basically meaning I'm in charge of the marketing. So content, this content strategy, all of that stuff, I'm responsible for the marketing now. And so the opportunity was really exciting because it feels like it's my way of getting back to what I love, which is fashion. And really, like, not just fashion, y'all, but I love retail. Like, I love shopping. I love the idea of like running a business where I'm selling clothes. And I honestly, if I'm being real with y'all, I'm not gonna say I like retail more than I like fashion design, but I do like them for different reasons. Like for me, design is my way of creating and being able to get the things that are in my mind out into the world. But when it comes to retail, retail is the way that you take a design, you take fashion and you make it accessible to other people. Like you give them a way to see themselves in a different light. You get the opportunity to style them in these clothes. You give them the chance to express themselves. And that's like on a very like deep level, but like that just goes to show how much I like real life love retail. I worked in retail for a little over 5 years. Actually, that was consecutively. My first job was in retail. My first job was at Rainbow. So I've always loved retail. And I've always loved the business side of it, but also the creative side of things. And so being able to be the marketing, not the marketing director, but be responsible for the marketing for a fashion brand is like the dopest thing to me. Um for a lot of reasons. But that's the biggest one. That's the biggest one. So we're our redirection because we're relaunching the brand now. And so the redirection that we're going in is going to be about bringing the coolest fashion to the consumer. Like, and long story short, we're bringing the coolest fashion. Like, I feel like clothes, like shopping has gotten so boring and everything looks the same. Everybody is making the same things. Everybody is wearing the same muted colors. Everybody is wearing the same patterns. And as somebody like me who enjoys individuality and being able to express myself and feeling like I don't always find what I'm looking for when I'm going shopping, that is that is what I get to that's what I get to bring to people now. So our goal is to introduce, especially the US market, to dope designers from around the world. Like not just US designers, not just the same stuff you see with Fashion Nova and Temu and Shein, but like really dope designers that you may or may not know about. And for most people don't really know a lot of designers. Like we know the major ones. You know what I'm saying? So I see Adrian. Oh, that's not Adrian. That's Mask. Oh, hey Mask. What is fashion to me? Um, hmm. What is fashion to me? I would say that fashion to me, I would say it's like wearing your personality, expressing your personality, but not just your personality, but it's like expressing your it's wearing who you are. Maybe that's like the best way to put it. It's wearing who you are, what you think, what you believe in, the ideas that come to your mind, the concepts that are important to you, the maybe like the missions and the things that you care about. Is literally being able to wear who you are. And so when I think about even the reason why maybe you have a particular color that you like, or maybe the reason why you're drawn to a particular style personality, like if your style personality is gammon, and you're somebody that's one of mine. Your style personality is gammon, and so you like to wear things that are kind of like spunky and playful and fun, but also lean into like the more buttoned up and professional side. But you're not also like a super buttoned up professional person, but you like certain elements of that. So I feel like it's literally wearing who you are and expressing that. And so when it comes to fashion, and a lot of people that are in the fashion space, a lot of us are not the most outspoken people. We're not the most extroverted people, but we are people who still have strong points of view and perspectives. And sometimes being able to wear it and show it helps us to express ourselves, it helps us to get it out so that people understand who we are, even if we don't always say it or even have the words to express it. Wearing who you are. Oh, oh, that's why you needed me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was on a field trip with my son, and then that's a whole other story, y'all. That field trip was so hilarious. But I was on a field trip, and then when I came home, I was tired, so I went to sleep. Okay, y'all. So the um the fashion brand though is called, again, it's called Jasper. I was not involved in the name and naming it, but I am a really big part in what it is now and the direction that it's going in. And so even like the stuff that I was explaining to you about being able to be individual and being able to bring different designers to the forefront and introduce people to different designers, like you really have no idea, like no idea how closed off we are as Americans to what is happening in the rest of the world. We're very closed off to it, and TikTok has been the I think the best thing that has brought us to the like has brought the rest of the world to our attention, like, and kind of like opened us up to different things. But when it comes to fashion, we are uh, I'm not gonna say that we're behind, but it does kind of feel like we're behind. Like it just feels like when you look at the way that people dress, especially when you think about African culture, Asian culture, they're just doing some of the coolest things that we really just don't like, we don't really know. Like we're just not hip to it. I feel like fashion is more than what you wear. Oh, okay. Well, what is fashion to y'all? What does it mean to y'all? Definitely share that in the comments. And so, being able to have new designers, people that are not like the people that are independent, the people that are maybe smaller, but they're doing some really dope creative things. I want to be able to bring those people to us, like being able to see what they have to offer. So my partner, her name is Yiki, and she is in China. She's in Hong Kong, I believe. And so she is like in the center of all of like the manufacturers and wholesale and these designers. And so she has access to like physically go to these different trade shows, wholesalers, and shop these different designers and see these pieces that you wouldn't. I mean, I don't even know where you could go in the US to find this stuff. Like I don't know. Like you would have to know what websites are available to go to. So I'm about to show y'all some of the things that she found, and I'm about to show y'all some of the things that she found just so you can kind of get an idea. Um I got to get a different platform so I can show y'all these things and make it bigger. Well, let me know if y'all can see that. I think that's good. Maybe it's not. It got like a little bit of a glare to it. And my camera's so far away. Uh, that's not a good one, y'all. Let me try again. Hold on. Okay. Can we see? Okay. That one's better. Yeah. I think that one's like it seems like it has kind of like a African and Asian influence to it. And this one, I think this one's upside down. But you see what I'm saying? Like there's so much there that we just don't even have we just don't really have access to. And like we see like some glimpses of it here and there, but that's kind of like that tapestry fabric. It actually reminds me of the jacket that I got, that's got like it's some kind of letter on it. I wear that jacket all the time, but people always ask me about that too. And I'm like, I found that randomly at the mall one day. And so this right here, what I'm showing y'all, this is a trade show. If you've never heard of a trade show or know what it is, this is where you go to purchase wholesale. And so wholesale is basically like as a retailer, let's say you're somebody who has a boutique, whether it's online boutique or a brick and mortar boutique, and there are designers at these wholesale shows, designers and like major manufacturers, they come and they bring samples to this venue. And so they have like examples or samples of the things that they have that are going to be released for the fall or the summer, spring, whatever season is relevant at the time. And you can put in an order to purchase these products. And so a lot of times there's something called minimum order quantity, or you'll see it abbreviated as MOQ. And that is the minimum amount of pieces that you can order for from these designers and these manufacturers. And so a lot of them have, some of them have really high minimum order quantities. And then some of them you can maybe buy like one or two of each size, right? And so there will be like a whole size run. And for most manufacturers and designers, they're the standard sizes. So it might go from a 2 to like a 12. Some of them can go to the extended sizes like a 14 or a 16, but you have to order like the full size run. So let's say for instance, one of the design like the designer that I showed y'all, the minimum order quantity for that dress was you got to order two of each size. So you would have to get two of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, all that stuff. And so what our goal is with our business is we're not trying to have any of the products on hand. They're made to order basically. So we're sourcing different designers. We're looking for different pieces that we feel like are really different and unique, but they also have a good price point. And so we have a price point in mind that we're trying to stay inside of. Now, because we are a smaller brand, they are not finna be Timu, Shein, Target prices. Okay, y'all. Like I'm just letting you know right now, if we're going to be able to pay a fair price for the pieces so that the designers and the manufacturers get paid, and then also make it so that we're actually sourcing good clothes and not just stuff that's going to be tossed out the next week or the next month or whatever. There's a certain standard that we got to have, and we're not in a place, and nor do I want to be in a place where we're trying to keep up with those big businesses. And so that's a whole other thing that I might share with y'all towards the end if I feel like y'all are interested in it, because some of this stuff you might not be interested in, like your eyes might be glazing over right now. But it's okay. It's okay. So the way that our model is gonna be set up though, is we're going to have it where whenever you make a purchase, when you purchase that product, we are then putting in the order with the manufacturer or with the designer to then have those clothes shipped to you. So by doing this, that helps us to not have to house the clothes or make like these giant purchases up front, because that's also part of like what kind of contributes to the waste. Like if you think about especially like as a new brand, and we have an idea of who our customer is, but in reality we don't know what y'all want. We got to find out what you want. So we're still experimenting with what kinds of pieces do we want to have in our store, in our brand. What are people interested in? What are they going to buy? How much are they willing to spend? Those are all things that we're going to be figuring out along the way. And so by doing it this way, the risk up front for us is lower, but it also helps us to make better decisions for what people want in the store, which is going to contribute to the success of the business. And there's also something really special that we're going to be doing where we're going to allow our customers to vote on the pieces that they want. Okay. And not only do you get to vote on the pieces that you want, but you're also going to be able to um, basically choose the price, pick the price. So let me tell you how that works. Okay. Um, let's say, for instance, we have a purse that is a purse like that's actually, let me show y'all this purse while I'm talking about it. Let's say that we have a purse and we want to put this purse in the shop, and we put it in like our group chat, for lack of better terms. Like we're going to have like a group chat, and let's say you're in the Jasper group chat, and everybody that's in there is voting on whether or not they want to purchase this bag, or you want to put in a pre-order for this bag, right? And at first, when we start out the purse, we might be selling the purse for like $80, right? But let's say that we have 20 people from the group chat who put in an order for this purse. So now, because we're making a bigger order for these purses, we can now drop the price of the purse from $80 to $60, because the more that you purchase, the cheaper the price is for us to then order the purse. So we're setting it up where we really like you really get to decide with us what is going to be in this brand. And like think about how many times like you look at a store, you look at a shop, and everything that's there, they're making the assumption that this is what you want. And you go through the store and you're like, half this stuff I do not care about. Like I'm not interested in 75-80% of what you have in the store, but I like maybe one or two pieces. But now you get to be a part of us building this, and you get to tell us what you want. You get to help us decide what should be in the store, and we get to come together and make these decisions on what is going to be in there. And not only do you get to make that decision, but they're also going to be you're not going to see this stuff anywhere else, because we're not buying it from the same people that everybody else is. Yeah, that was what we were going for, Kayla. Like we're really making it, we're trying to make it sustainable. We're trying to make it something that is still very fashion forward, and it is not going to be for everybody. And that's just what it is. Like I think that that's honestly it was my idea for us to not be for everybody, cuz I don't feel like that's a sustainable way to go anyway. I got a little soapbox I got a little soapbox that I'm gonna get on for just a second. Um, and y'all kind of rock with me on this, all right? So, I used to work in retail, right? I have 5+ years of retail experience. And although I was not the buyer for these brands, I did witness how wasteful it was to for them to buy the amount of clothes that they did. And so, okay, Let me tell y'all, let me give y'all like a specific example. Um and I'm just gonna have to hope that there is no like backlash or nothing for me sharing this, but it is what it is. So one of the companies that I used to work for is H&M. H&M, I ended up working my way up to a visual merchandiser at H&M. And so if you're not familiar with the role of a visual merchandiser, my job was basically to take care of all things visual in the store. So whenever the clothes would be moved around, that was my job. All the marketing that was in the store, the posters, the mannequins, the any display things, I was responsible for that. Styling the mannequins, setting up the clothes so that it makes sense for the customer to make a purchase. Like there's like a lot of stuff that visual merchandisers do that you don't even really trip off of because you're a customer. Why do you care? Like you shouldn't really care as long as you go in there and find what you need. And so that was my job. So basically all of the indirect marketing is what the visual merchandiser is responsible for. And so when I worked there, there was a time period where H&M was kind of going through like this weird transition period. And in this transition period, they were struggling, like, I mean, struggling. So at first, H&M used to be the place where people knew I'm going to go here for my basics, right? And so you knew if you needed a t-shirt, if you needed a button down, if you needed a pair of leggings, you go to H&M, right? H&M was the basic store. Well, H&M didn't want to be the basic store. H&M wanted to be attributed to high fashion or like high-ish fashion, and in turn as high as you can go for fast fashion. Like they wanted to be attributed with more, they wanted to have a more fashionable look. And so that's why they had those different like activations whenever they would do the collaborations with the designers. Like there was an Alexander Wang one that was really popular. I'm trying to think of who else we had. um I don't think there was Hermes. There was one in particular. Balmain was another one that was a big one. And there was one that was, it was not my favorite. Anyway, they had the collaborations with like major designers, and they still, I think they still do them. They would do them like towards the end of the year, like October, November time. And so they wanted to be attributed with more of a higher fashion look. And so when it comes down to the problem that they were having is that they had a huge amount of the like basic looking stuff that they already had bought like years in advance. And so when it comes to fashion, fat like retailers, you have to purchase fashion um at minimum like 2 seasons ahead, right? And even 2 seasons ahead is still kind of like, cutting it close. So they're right now, they're most likely buying for 2 years, 3 years from now. You have to purchase very far in ahead, like very, very far in advance, so that when the actual season comes around, you have the pieces in store. And so they have purchased all of these shirts, and they were some of the ugliest shirts I have ever seen, y'all. I hated these shirts so much. Oh my gosh, they were so ugly. And I'm not gonna show y'all a picture of it, because if it's your style, then who am I? Who am I to judge? Personally, though, I hated them. And they were this like, it was like this one style of shirt, but they would make it in like all of these different colors. And so it had like maybe like two or three buttons that stopped like right here. It was like a sleeve that stopped like right about where my sleeve is right now, and it had like this elastic band on it, and the sleeves were like kind of puffy, but it was a cotton shirt, so they weren't exaggerated or puffy like that. They just were kind of like a little, little boop kind of shirt. And the shape of the shirt, it was like it wasn't even like a fit and flare. It was kind of like, it just kind of like was a wide shirt. So it was like very, very flowy. And so this was like one of the staple pieces that you always knew, if spring, summer, these shirts was coming out, and they were coming out in every color and print imaginable. And so they always would buy thousands and thousands of this shirt. And as every time you start to see the stock get a little bit lower and the rack starts getting a little bit lighter, here comes a new shipment of more colors of this shirt. And it was like one of the most, like, it was like a top selling shirt, unfortunately. So for so long, it was like a 9.99 shirt. So of course people were like, it's a cheap shirt. It can go with a lot of stuff. It's a good everyday shirt. So people was eating it up. Okay. Like eating it up. Me though, hated it. Hated it. It was the worst thing ever. And so when when they started making the transition, they started to realize like, oh, people are not buying these shirts anymore. Like they're not buying these shirts. And like it was like not just those shirts, but they had a couple of other things that they would always kind of bring around every year. It was like their staples or their go-tos. And so they're starting to realize that people are not buying these shirts up like they used to. Like people aren't buying this stuff now. Now people have a little bit more of a sophisticated palette when it comes to their style. And so they want things that are more fashion forward, and they want things that look a little better. And they want to see that, they want to be able to find the stuff that they found at, or that they saw on TikTok or on Instagram, right? Like people were starting to kind of open their eyes to what they could wear. And so their taste changed. But they had bought these clothes, these shirts. Remember, they bought these shirts 2 years ago. So they still have 2 years worth of these shirts coming in. And so all of a sudden we're like, it's like an influx of all of these very basic, very ugly clothes. And we had to figure out how to get these clothes somewhere on the floor and try to convince people to buy these clothes, basically. Right. And so seeing how terrible that experience was, like working in that environment, it was one of the darkest times for me, working in retail. It was a very, very dark time. As I saw firsthand how wasteful it was. Like we were sitting on like totes and totes and totes of clothes that we just could not move, and we couldn't mark them down. We couldn't do anything to like make people buy them. Like I was like, can we sell them to somebody else? Like don't Marshalls and TJ Maxx sell stuff? Like why do we have to keep these clothes? Like why can't we just give these clothes to somebody else? Like, I was like, can we do anything? Can we donate them? Because these shirts are terrible. These clothes are terrible. And so seeing how easy it is to have and accumulate so much waste in merchandise, it is something that I never ever want to experience again. Like, and again, I get it. You have a brand that has hundreds of stores globally, and you have to manage that and maintain that. But there was a lot of things that needed to be restructured. Up at the top, up there, they had some work they had to do, to restructure the way that they buy clothes, the way that they like even like fulfill the clothes, how many orders of things they're putting in, all of that stuff needed to be restructured. But that was above me, because I was not a buyer. I'm not a fashion buyer. I didn't do any of the forecast, none of that stuff. That wasn't my job. So all I could do was just accept the decisions that the higher ups were making and cry and cry, because they had some very interesting expectations for us when it came to that. So all of that to say, because that was such a like traumatizing experience for me working in retail, I did not want to participate in creating a brand that did the same thing. Seeing how many clothes are like on that beach. Have y'all seen the clothes that are on that beach in Africa? and how like it's they the clothes were they have so many, they have too many clothes, like, and it's not even really waste, it was clothes that were given to them, like donated to them. And because they're getting so many clothes from the US, it's they don't have anywhere else to put them but on the beach. And so it's like a beach, and it's literally like, instead of sand, it's just clothes, like it's polluted with clothes. Let me see if I can find a picture. But it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Um, and so I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to contribute to that. But to say, oh, we should just stop buying clothes, that's not realistic. I'm not going to even stop buying clothes. I love shopping. I'm not going to stop shopping. Like, I'm not. Like, I just feel like we're here now. And so that's where we at. But I do want to give people options that that makes it so that it doesn't contribute to stuff like this. So here's one picture of it. You see all those clothes? That's the beach in Africa. And the thing that's crazy is that Africa don't want our clothes. Africans don't want our clothes, y'all. Like, they do not want our stuff. They got their own clothes. They're like, we got our own designers. We have our own culture. We have our own creative talent. We want to wear our stuff. We don't need your clothes. But I don't even know like when this all started, but it's kind of been like accumulating for decades now. And right now it's just kind of it's just really out of hand. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Here's another one. Um like it's wild, y'all. And so what we want to do is not contribute to the waste. We want to appeal to the people that want to shop smarter, but also want to have nice clothes, like the people who enjoy quality and creativity and having things that are unexpected, and also having things that are timeless, like things that you can look back on and say, I've had this cardigan for 10 years. You know how dope it is to be able to say that? I don't know why we got to a place where we feel like we have to have a new wardrobe every year. You don't. This shirt that I got on, this one, these are two shirts, by the way, that I put together. I can't show y'all that right now because I can't, but I'll show y'all how I did it. But this shirt that I have on, this striped shirt, I've had this shirt for like 3 years now, y'all. Like, when I get my clothes, I keep my clothes. I keep my clothes. The only things that I really don't keep are things that I get that were maybe like not really what I wanted to begin with. And I try my best not to make purchases that I only can wear for one occasion. So that's one of the ways that I reduce my consumption, uh aside from, shopping, thrifting and stuff like that. So those are the people that we want to appeal to, like the people who still don't they don't want to sacrifice their style. They don't want to sacrifice having nice clothes, but they don't really like they just don't mesh with this whole fast fashion, cheap clothing. It's just not the move for them. I'm trying to see if I can find this bag, y'all, and I may not be able to find it. But this bag is like it's in my dreams. I dream about it. I have to get my partner to send it to me, and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. But this is just like a preview of some of the stuff that we've been thinking about. That's so cool. I've always wanted to do that. Oh, the shirt thing. I'll show you how to do it. It's actually super easy. The companies think they are helping poor countries, but they're hurting the environment. Yeah, it's just honestly, it really is like there's a term for it. that I cannot think of right now, but it's basically like the aesthetics, like the green. I think it's like the green sticker, the green or the green tag effect or the green effect, something like that, where basically like if you have the stamp of approval that something that you're doing is eco-friendly or it is sustainable or conscious or recyclable or recycled, like having that sticker is almost kind of like it's for the aesthetics now. And when it gets down the so when it gets down the chain, it actually isn't doing anything sustainable, but just kind of contributing to all of the same things that's already been happening. So y'all, it is when you pull the curtain back, it is wild. It's wild. But as a consumer, I think that you should be aware of that, but honestly, you that's not something that you need to necessarily be like overly concerned with. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as you do your part, that's all that matters. And so we want to make it so that it's easy for you to do that. Like you can feel good about your purchase all the way around. You feel good because it looks good. You feel good because you shopped from a smaller designer. You look good and you feel good because the clothes literally just feel good on your body. You feel good about what you have on. You feel confident, and you also know that the way that you purchased this product was sustainable. Like it just feels good to make purchases like that align with your values, but they don't compromise your style and your creativity. So that's what we're creating. That's a space that we're creating, and I'm just really excited about it. And over the next couple of weeks, I will let y'all know how you can participate in that and how you can be a part of the community, the Jasper community. If the group chat idea sounds fun to you, y'all, I'm definitely going to give y'all all the details to be a part of it. But here are some of the things, like just to give you a taste of what we're thinking about. These are some of the pieces that my partner has sent me. So let's see. Some of these are more like for the fall. There's this blazer that I literally like this blazer. It be in my dreams, y'all. So we're gonna have things for different aesthetics, different style personalities, and as we start to solidify the pieces, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give some suggestions on how to style it too. I'm gonna give y'all suggestions on how to style it. This is I'm trying to remember the name of this brand. This brand, I really want this one in our shop. Yeah, it's a scarf. Maybe it's a scarf again. No, it's a scarf. But it's a pretty thick scarf. It's a pretty thick scarf. Let me see what else we got in here. We got this skirt too. So I'll be showing y'all how you can style the pieces that we're looking at and shopping for. You'll be able to vote on the pieces that you like as well. And you just get to be a part of this whole community that we're building. So I'm excited about it. We're still in the pre-launch phase, so nothing is going to be available for purchase just yet. But once we get the space created that you need, we're going to be rocking and rolling with the products. And so yeah. Oh, here's another part to it as well, y'all. This is another thing that I'm going to be doing too. So I'm going to be alternating between doing solo lives where it's going to be really focused on the styling, fashion. I'm going to let y'all know like what pieces we're looking at and just to give you like a preview of what we got coming up. But I'm also going to be doing interviews with designers, and I have my first interview lined up for next Wednesday. It's gonna be I'm gonna be doing it live. So from it'll be between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be on YouTube. So if you already follow me on here, you already subscribe, you are good to go. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe so that you can be here. You can even ask questions. My goal is to bring in designers, stylists, and fashion influencers, and we're gonna chit chat about all things fashion. And I'm gonna get to ask them questions about like their design process and what it looks like to purchase their clothes, how they got into fashion. So it's gonna get a little nerdy because I love talking about this kind of stuff, y'all. But I think it's gonna be cool because one of the things that I realize when it comes to the fashion world is that if you're not in it, it can feel very exclusive and it can feel like you don't belong there. And naturally, a lot of people that are in the fashion world, especially fashion designers, tend to be very introverted. And so they come across as maybe like being snobby or kind of like stuck up or standoffish. But in reality, they're just in their head. Like they are very much internal processors. And so I love the fact that I get to like introduce y'all to them and like let you see what it's like and what they think and how they operate. So I'm so excited for that. So my first designer, let me show y'all her page. The first designer that I'm going to interview, I actually found her on TikTok, and we got connected because I came across one of her videos where she was talking about her 90-day self-employment journey. So she currently is self-employed, and here she's currently self-employed. She left her job so that she could pursue being a designer full time. And her brand is called Matte Black. And she is, I think she's maybe like, I think she's like a little bit past her first 30 days. So the fact that I get to talk to her not only about being a designer but also about being an entrepreneur. Yeah, y'all, it's gonna be up. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. So it's gonna be so good. We can talk about like all the things that we think about and like the insecurities that you have with putting your work out there. How does it feel to have something that you created, but also you're trying to sell it? Like you're running a business off of this, and how do you navigate that, being somebody who's putting your work out there and then people like have to like it and they critique it? Oh my gosh. Hey, Deanna. But let me show y'all her stuff. Um, so here is some of her work. Okay, you're interrupting a lot now. What you need? Yeah, you can give her one. All right. So she works a lot with denim, which y'all know is very close to my heart. Um, her name, and I'll share all her socials with y'all. So don't worry. Do not worry. But these are all things that you could actually purchase from her now. Like you could purchase from her label, Matte Black. And if you've never had something custom made before, y'all, I would highly encourage you to, if you're somebody who values having like individual custom pieces, or you like the idea of being custom, being an individual, then make it like a goal to purchase from a designer. Like make it a goal to have something custom made at least once in your life, because it's one of those things that I think most people don't think about, because we do have fast fashion and you don't have to have things made for you anymore in order to wear clothes. But it's so cool to be able to collaborate with somebody and actually have something created that only you own and is made to fit your body. Like it's custom made. Everything, every curve, everything about your body, every crevice, whatever it is that is unique to you, you're gonna have something designed that's just for you. Like you gotta at least once in your life have something custom made. At least once in your life. So let me show y'all. It's a couple of things on here. Oh, but we'll get into her pieces when I do the interview. But I think she's based out of Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. And her name is Alyssa's Curation. And her background is actually in project management. And she left being a project manager to pursue fashion design again because it was her first love. It was what she went to school to do. And it is the story of a lot of designers. Makes it so special and meaningful. Definitely going to push myself to maybe have a custom dress for my birthday. Yes. Yes. At least once in your life. Now, I cannot be responsible. I cannot be held responsible if you love it so much that you want something else custom made. Okay. I can't hold that against me. You might like it a little bit too much. It might make you a little too excited to have some custom made stuff. But it's so dope, y'all. It's so dope. It's nothing like it. So and that's a big reason why I show people how to repurpose their clothes and upcycle their clothes, and I show y'all how to do things to make your clothes your own, because that I just feel like that's a feeling that everybody should get to experience. Like you shouldn't just have to take what the stores give you. I have ideas, I have things that I want to express. So how do I make that happen? Oh, love pieces in my wardrobe. Envy. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Envy Sage Artelier. Can you send me her page, Deanna? Can you send her information to me? Because I am actually looking to interview designers. So, oh yeah, I got another person that I can interview too, y'all. Is this somebody you know personally? Have you had something made from them already? Or is it somebody that you're like thinking of? I blame Jada Swipe's card. Yeah. Actually, you can blame me. It's fine. If I'm responsible for you supporting a designer, guilty as charged, I'll take the charges. I'll take the charges. Now, I won't, I can't reimburse you though. But I'll take the charges. I love that. I love that. So that's gonna be that's that series gonna be starting, and it'll also be a part of my collaboration with my fashion brand, with our fashion brand Jasper. And so that'll be our way of building that space, building that brand, creating that community, getting our name out there so that we can start bringing some of this incredible fashion that we're seeing to you. So I cannot wait. She is a Black woman. We went to college together. She's self-taught. Oh, I love it. Yes. Send me her information, please. Or send my information to her so that I can get connected to her, because I'm definitely looking to interview those people. Okay, I just had a thought for a second. Don't mind me. Okay, y'all, where are we at on time? All right, not bad, not bad. Okay, so one of the things that I noticed, especially with the designers, especially with Black designers, a lot of the people that I went to school with, who were in the fashion design program with me. Oh, thank you, Deanna. Okay, perfect. A lot of the people that I went to school with, when they go to school for fashion design, a lot of people don't actually they don't get to create sustainable careers as fashion designers. And it's one of those things that has always kind of like broken my heart, because first of all, I understand. I understand. Like it is not easy to be a designer in these times. Like And although you're not in competition with Shein and Temu necessarily, like they're not really your competition just because they're just in a different space and on a different scale. It is challenging to find your let me make sure I'm using it can be challenging. It's not hard for everybody, and it's possible for you to build a career as a designer, but it can be challenging to have a career where it is really sustaining you and be a designer at the same time. And so a lot of the people that I know, they don't pursue careers as designers. Like a lot of and some of them were very talented. Like literally people I went to school with. There's one person that I always looked up to. She was like a grade ahead of me. And she was the only like remaining black woman in her class for fashion design. And I was really, man, like I was rooting for her so much because I, first of all, loved the way that she designed. Her style and her aesthetic was like, very, very similar to me. And I love that she stayed true to what she loved. Like she stayed true to herself when it came to designing. But the challenge when she graduated from school was finding a job as a fashion designer, being able to tap into the right market, and to find people who were interested in purchasing at that price. And there's a lot of things that you don't learn in school for fashion design, especially if your goal is to become an entrepreneur, because you can be a fashion designer and work for somebody else. Like every fashion designer does not have their own label. And every fashion designer is not built for entrepreneurship. So it's not like literally like that connection. But what I started realizing in school for myself is that there was like a disconnect between like learning the art of fashion design and then learning the business of fashion, and not having that information necessarily like baked into the curriculum. And so I started seeing that like very early on, but at the time like it was really hard for me to articulate what it was, but I just kind of was losing my passion for it. And I was also learning and realizing what I actually enjoyed about fashion. And so, and I've told y'all this before, but like I don't enjoy necessarily designing for people. And I know that sounds kind of crazy because it's like, Jada, what? You can do this. You've been designing and like you've been a designer, but I don't enjoy like I enjoy designing more as a hobby than I do as a business. And I told y'all before, I love retail. Like I love the idea of being able to sell people clothes. Like I love the business side of fashion. And when it comes to designing, there's still a lot of like flexibility and nuance in what that looks like to be a designer. So you can be a designer and not really have a and not sew, like, and I don't know if y'all know that, but you could literally be a designer and not sew clothes. A lot of designers, especially the ones that are in these major houses, they do not create their clothes. They don't sew. They're not the seamstress, they're not the tailors, they're not the ateliers. They are the ones that come up with the concept. And honestly, sometimes designers operate as more of like a creative director than an actual artisan, right? You can be the person who maybe specializes in a very small aspect or a subset in the larger brand, right? Like maybe you're responsible for designing for the girls side of things, or maybe you design kids clothes, but it's a part of a bigger brand. So like you can go very, very, very niche when it comes to design. And even when you're in school, we learn about those possibilities, but figuring out where you fit in that is also important too. And so I was starting to realize I don't want to be in no one's studio all day sewing clothes. I would cry. Like, I would cry, y'all. If I was just somewhere just in the back just sewing clothes all day, that's not the dream for me. I don't want to do that. I don't enjoy doing that. I I realized even in college that I love the idea of designing to a certain extent, but I also love the part where I get to sell the clothes. I also like being able to identify like what market is this going for. I also enjoy styling people. I also enjoy just being around people. I enjoy being the model. I enjoy being the model. Are y'all seeing now like how all the things that I love, like like slowly starting to do all of those things again? But in school, I didn't know because before you get to school, all you know is fashion design, project runway. Like you don't know that there's so many options in fashion. Like you don't know that you can do more than what they're showing you. And so especially at that time, because I was in school 2011 to 2013. And so it was not, we didn't have TikTok, and Instagram was like kind of starting to pop off, but Instagram was nowhere near what it is now. So it just was a different place. You don't have to be skilled in it all to still be skilled. Exactly. Yeah. Like, and I was kind of like a jack of all trades kind of person. And I'm like that with a lot of things in my life. Like I really am just kind of all around creative person, all around creative person. Like all through school, I've done, if it's something creative, I've done it. Literally everything. Like you can, I don't think there's anything that you can tell me or suggest to me that I haven't done before. Painting, pottery, sketching, basket weaving, welding. That's not fashion, but welding, embroidery. Like I've done a little bit of everything when it comes to the arts, dancing, singing, acting. Like I'm legit real life, y'all. Every anything arts related, I've done it all. I would love to model for your designs. Come help me. I would really love to I have to organize this, but I would love to have a couple of people. I would love to style a couple of people for my portfolio. So I got right now, I have my mom. Actually, Kayla, if that's something that you'd be interested in, because you're nearby, I might be tapping you for that. Oh, and you did model before. I was just about to ask you, would you be interested in modeling? But you've modeled before. So now I'm like low key volunteering you for it. I feel like you'll be down for that. I feel like you'll be down for that. But I want to yeah, I want to have some models so I can have that portfolio created. Trying to think of who else I got for that. Sorry, I kind of went somewhere else for a second. I'm back. I'm back. But Deanna, if you ever find yourself here or if we're ever in the same place, I would love to be able to style you and have that for my portfolio as well. I don't need a whole lot of people though. I always got to get that disclaimer. I don't need everybody. I don't need everybody. Some people you just, if you're a client, you're a client, but you could be volunteer. Okay. I'll choose the people I want to model. But Deanna, you're definitely one of those people. You're definitely one of those people. Um, so yeah, y'all, that's what's gonna be happening. That's gonna be the content series for the next couple of weeks. There My lives are going to be for sure on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays between 12 and 2. I was a little bit later today, but I kind of had to like give myself a little pep talk to get on live, uh, which is not uncommon for me. but y'all get it. Y'all understand. I was like, Jada, come on. You're doing this for a reason now. Let's remind ourselves of the reason why we're doing this. So I had to give myself a little pep talk. So I'm late today, but it'll be between 12 and 2. Actually, I might shift it because I think 12 just doesn't really match my rhythm. So let's say 1 to 3. Okay. Between 1 and 3 on Wednesdays, that's when I'll be live. So, whatever I'm talking about, whether it's going to be solo or a guest show, that's going to be my new time for YouTube. So, make sure y'all get that down on y'all calendars. I'll start creating um scheduled lives so that you can save it and have the reminder sent to you. And any other days outside of that, it will kind of just be a pop-up for now. But yeah, they'll be living over here on YouTube. So that's what we got. So Fashion Fridays are now going to be Fashion Wednesdays. What things I'm gonna do? But I'll try to make it like a whole segment. I'm really like literally y'all thinking this through in the moment. YouTube told you I was live. Okay, I love it. Tuned in. Okay, yes. Next week I'm gonna have the founder, the designer for Black Matte. She's gonna be coming in and we're gonna be talking about her designs. Um, And then I think I'll create the segment for permission to put it on. And I don't know if I'll be recording the actual video, y'all, but I will be doing at least like a recap, or it'll be some kind of like presentation like I did earlier today where I showed y'all like the preview for what's going to be for the first permission to put it on video. And so that'll be a part of it as well. And then I will be giving y'all updates on where we are with our fashion brand. So where is Jasper at? That's going to be like our update, our little powwow to talk about that. And let's see if there's anything else that I want to include in that. I think that's pretty robust. Outside of that, then there'll also be, if it's an interview day, then we'll have our interviews as well. Oh, it told you too, Kayla? Oh, look at that. See? TikTok would never. I mean, I'm sure TikTok would, but I don't have my notifications on for TikTok. So TikTok couldn't if it wanted to. It couldn't if it wanted to. Okay, but y'all, okay, so here's another update though. Um Here's another update. So, Fashion 101, if you were watching it live and you're realizing that it is no longer there, remember I told you that after the series was done for Fashion 101, I was going to take down those videos, right? And if you did not participate in Fashion 101, it was our beginner course to style. So, how to find your style, how to identify it, how to own your style. It was literally me walking through the Own Your Style journal, like the framework for giving yourself a makeover. I went through that in Fashion 101. If you want to have the book, the journal is available. I don't have it linked. I don't have it linked right now, so y'all can't get it at this very moment. But by the time this replay is posted, I will have the link to these available. It's on TikTok Shop as well, but I'm gonna let y'all know if you buy it from my website and not from TikTok Shop, I can give you free shipping. So shipping will be free if you purchase it from me directly. And you'll still get the style vision board workshop. And you'll also get a 30-minute call with me to find your style personality. Okay. So all of that will be included with the journal. If you want to follow the series and you want to see the videos that go with that, then you'll have to subscribe to the Fashion 101 Substack because those are now all in that space. So I took them off of YouTube. because I want to save those videos for the people that are willing to take that next step to invest, whether that's in getting the journal or whether that is in subscribing to the Substack. So all of that information is going to be in the description box so that you can join it and be a part of it and get your style together. Okay, because it's getting warm outside. People, you are outside, we're outside, and I know y'all want to look good. I know y'all care. Every time this time of year, people start caring about their style again. Like it never fails. And it lasts all the way up until maybe like September time, October. And so there's this long stretch, a good chunk of this year, you're going to have to get dressed. What are you wearing? What you wearing, friends? What you wearing? That's what I'm here to help you do. I'm here to help make shopping easier. I'm here to make getting dressed simpler so you're not stressing yourself out every time you get dressed. I'm here to help you with detoxing your closet so that that doesn't stress you out and you actually complete your closet detox. I'm here to help you look as good as you want to look and feel and express yourself. And so that's what the series are designed to do. And so that's where you can go to get that information, to get that support. There are people that I am slowly gathering all of the testimonials, all the testimonials, and I'm going to put them in one place so that y'all can see that this stuff actually works. But one thing that I will say is so important is that when you decide to prioritize yourself and your style, you have the capability to see a marvelous transformation. Like you have the chance to experience something spectacular. You have the chance to experience those major makeovers that you see on TV. You can experience that for yourself. Like, and it won't be as dramatic as the TV shows, but that's not the point. The point is for you to, when you see yourself in the mirror, when you see yourself in pictures, you smile and you're proud of what you look like. You're proud of how you showed up. You're proud of what you put together. You're proud of what you came up with. Like, I want you to look at your closet and get excited. I want you to be like, ooh, because I got this skirt that I can put on, and I got this new hat that I found, and I got these new accessories. Like, I want you to feel excited about getting dressed because you really can, but it has to take intentionality. It's got to be something that you make a priority, and it has to be something that you are willing to experiment with and have fun with and try and fail and try and discover what it is that you love. And once you start to make it a practice, you're going to be looking good every day. You're going to be looking good every day. All right? So that's my promise to you. You need all of that? Yeah. Go ahead and get you some, Adrian. That's the dilemma. I learned so much, but definitely need to run it back. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. Like, I gave a lot of information in those sessions, y'all. Like, those videos was like an hour long, an hour plus. So it was a lot of information. And now the goal is to take that information and to apply it. So if you need to go back and listen, subscribe to the Substack. If you need to get the visual, get the journal. Okay. Get the journal. With the journal, you do not have to buy new clothes first. Actually, I recommend it. But if you are in a place where you're like, I just want to discover what I want for myself, the journal is going to be the best place to get started. Okay. So just make it a priority. Give yourself a couple of weeks to go step by step. I have it segmented into different sections. So as you go through it, there's like action steps that you can take. So there's different sections on there. Each section has its own requirements, its own things. As you are working through the journal and you're applying the steps, your style will improve. All right. That's what I said during Fashion 101. And I'm going to say it again. If you follow the steps, follow the guide, your style will improve. It is, I really want to say it's guaranteed. Like, I don't see how it can't, because that's really all that it takes. A little bit of strategy, a lot of clarity, and even more practice. And that's it. That's all you need to have the style that you want. Just purchased. Yay! Congratulations, Kayla. Oh, I'm so excited. I want to do I gotta do a pack with me video. Excited to go through the journal with you. Yeah. Oh, I am so excited for y'all. Listen, I've been watching Kayla. I've been watching Kayla. She did her closet detox. She made her style vision board. And I've been watching her just like light up and I'm starting to see like some patterns in the way that you're dressing already. Like, oh my gosh. It makes me I can't wait to see what you're gonna look like this summer, Kayla. Like it's just gonna be so good. And uh sorry, it makes me, it really does make me feel good. I gotta take a moment to appreciate that. It is so special when I see people applying what I teach them. And so seeing Kayla go through that, she went through her detox, she completed her closet detox and she got it done right up until she had to move. So she accomplished her goal of releasing the things that she didn't want to take into her new space and her new apartment. Congratulations on your apartment, by the way. That's so big. And like what's also big is that closet. Cause I peeped that closet. I seen her. She's nice. That is a nice closet. So I love seeing that. And I think you're going to have even more fun when it comes to shopping too, because now you're going to have a strategy in place and you're not just going to be going out just like trying to, fumble around and think, oh, do I like this? Do I want this? And blah, 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 blah. Like there's already a lot to think about when you go shopping. You don't want to think about what do I actually want to, at least know what you want, at least know what you're looking for. Yes, y'all. Yes, let's give Kayla her congratulations. Woo! Because that is so big. I learned why I don't like most of the clothes I have. I couldn't pinpoint it before, but now I know what to look for. That's big, Adrian. That's major. That's major. There are so many times where people were, I just made a video about this not too long ago. Not too long ago, like the other day. I was making a video and I was saying like why it feels like you have nothing to wear with a closet full of clothes. That was the title of the video. And when I made the video, it was me kind of like remixing a video I did a few years ago where I was talking about why people feel like why you have a closet full of clothes, but you feel like you have nothing to wear. And part of it is that whenever you purchase those clothes, whenever you made those purchases, those clothes represent a different version of you, a different space in your life, a different place in your life, different experiences, a different mindset. And now you've evolved as a person. You're not the same person that you were 2, 3 years ago. You're not the same person that you were last year, most likely. Like I know, especially with the things that have been happening with the pandemic and all the things that we like collectively have experienced together and individually, I think that we are being confronted with ourselves a lot more, and it is forcing us to think, what do I really want? Who am I now? And am I in a space where that person can exist? Do I have the right clothes to express who this person is? And like also, like, why did I dress that way? Like why did I feel insecure about showing my shoulders? Was there really anything wrong with my shoulders, or was it just a period in my life where I felt like I had to be more modest for whatever reason, right? And like who determined what modesty looked like for me? And is this really my style, or was this influenced by what other people told me I should wear and how I should dress? And what I'm and how that's the same thing, but like how I should dress, how I should show up. Like, was my style informed by other people, or is it actually true to what I want to express and what I want out of my life? Like there's so many things that so many decisions that we make subconsciously when it comes to shopping, when it comes to putting on clothes and determining what our style is, that when you sit and think about it, you're now you now kind of force yourself to say, is this me or is this you? You know? So it is a major accomplishment to look at your closet and say, I feel like I don't know who this person is anymore, and then also to know why, and then to know what you're looking for now. You've helped so much, Jada. I'm in my sister's wedding and I was able to instantly narrow down the dresses that will look great on me, send them to her, and know what I wanted to try on at the shop. What? Congratulations. Oh, that is so big. Y'all, I can't drop a tear or mess up my makeup today, but I love that, Adrian. That is so major. Do you know how stressful that could have been? Like, especially for something as important as a wedding, like, and you're in the wedding. Thank you, Kayla. Have a good day. I'm gonna actually be wrapping up soon, y'all, because I'm running up on 2 hours. But I've been having so much fun. And I'm excited for the content that we got coming up. So remember, next week is gonna be I'm gonna be back here on Wednesday from 1 to 3 Central Eastern Standard Time. And if you are not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And our interview, it'll be an interview with a fashion designer, a US fashion designer, Black woman fashion designer. It's going to be our first interview of the series. And I'm so excited about it. And we're going to be talking about what it's like what her journey was like to becoming a designer, how she got started, all that good stuff. If you have questions that you've always wanted to ask a designer, now's going to be the time to ask, and how she's navigating this as a new entrepreneur, a new full-time entrepreneur. So yeah, come with your questions, or if not, just come and listen, have a good time, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I love y'all. I'm so glad I got to see your names pop up today. I had a good time. I had a good time. I enjoyed this. So y'all be good, stay safe, enjoy your weekend. Oh, happy Easter for all that celebrate. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.